Welcome. It's Saturday morning and I've got a guy here with me and
this is Mr. Boaz Fleischer.
Mr. Fleischer.
We're road to plate.
Road to plate.
So we're about to head off on a bit of a journey this weekend.
We certainly are.
So we're actually at Zagame's, which is Aston Martin and a lot of other brands, but we're here specifically for Aston Martin today. So we're going to pick up one of their cars, which are going to be driving to the Mornington Peninsula and having a fantastic weekend planned. We've got a lot of activities going on.
Yeah, and tomorrow we actually organised something for Aston Martin themselves, where we've got an Aston Martin drive day all the way to Mornington Peninsula. So it should be interesting, and then we'll finish this evening with some interesting dishes that Guy will actually show us. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I thought we'd do have a bit of fun activities and put a bit of food and wine together. So we've got this fantastic sports car, which we're going to really enjoy. And see what it can do, and with a great environment as well. So.
Exactly. So, crossing fingers. Let's hope the weather stays as it is. Yeah, all about the weather. That's Melbourne.
Yeah, so what do you do? It should be a good time anyway. So we're looking forward to it.
Excellent.
Maybe do just a nice light salad for today. Even though it's a bit cooler, we're going to go to the beach, and so we'll sort of keep within that theme of nice and fresh. So we're going to do a nice light salad, but we're going to use some stuff that's in season now. So we're going to get some asparagus. I'm also going to get some small chap potatoes. And we're going to make a little salad, a little nice vinaigrette. We'll get some local oysters, so maybe some Flinders oysters from the Mornington Peninsula. And we'll set something up and maybe get a nice bottle of vino from there as well. I reckon that'll be good.
Back in the car. Obviously we've got the camera working inside the car, so that's a good thing. Yeah, lovely. We're on down at Mornington Peninsula driving some nice roads. Guys testing the car out. We can hear a little bit of the engine in the background. Thank goodness we turned off the music.
Well, this morning we went out to the markets. We got some really nice, fresh, beautiful marlin steaks. So I'm just going to make a really nice light salad to accompany the steaks. There's a little bit of complexity involved in it. There's a few little items that I'm trying to add a bit of dimension to. So I've got some nice little shallots here. So I'm roasting those under quite a hot heat, as you can see. So I'm charring their skins and everything all in one crack. So I'm using that to impart the flavour through. So they're pretty well ready now. Just wanting those to pop. You just see that now that the skin is actually just starting to break, and what that does is it actually acts like a casing, so it's going to hold all the flavour in. So rather than the onion falling apart, we're using the skins to actually keep all the flavour inside. So don't chuck out your skins, folks. So they're pretty well right now. We'll just let those cool down. I'll just turn that off. Great little tool to have. Now what this does, when you put that over, it'll actually stop all the spits, because obviously when you're cooking with hot oil you're going to get a spit. The actual shallots are going to release some water as well, so water and oil don't combine and then you get some spitting. Once you put this over, it actually knocks that out, stops it from going everywhere and making a mess of your kitchen.
That's a great idea.
Good little tool.
That's a great idea.
We've got some baby chap potatoes here, so we're just parboiling those. I'm not going to do too much more with those. I just want those quite nice and simple. Other ingredients that we're going to use today, we've got some nice enoki mushrooms. So So we're adding a couple of different types of mushrooms. We've got the button and the enoki mushrooms that we're going to add in today. I'm going to give both these mushrooms just a light sear and just to bring out a little bit more flavour. So they're not going to be raw. We've got some nice peas. Now I've incorporated a little bit of dill into that, so we're going to have dill peas through the dish as well. New seasoned asparagus from Curry Rub. So that's just down the road from us here. So we're just going to lightly blanch that, and I'll put that on the char grill just quickly. So we just get a nice bit of smoky flavour coming through, but we want to not change the flavour of the food itself too much. Going to make a nice little salad with the watercress. Okay. So very simple. We're not going to mix up too many ingredients. And to finish off, it's got some nice fresh fennel. So I'm just going to finely slice the fennel. We're going to incorporate that with the watercress, the asparagus and the peas. We're going to make a really nice salad. I'm going to put it on a plate, show you what it looks like. It's going to be yummy. And now I'm just stalling it, so I'm just refreshing it. Bit of ice. So I'm going to stop that process. So I'll just chuck a little bit of water in there just to help that, speed that along, because we don't want to lose that colour. So if you poach that too much, what will happen is the actual colour will just leach out into the water. Okay. So we want that freshness, that vibrance of the green from the asparagus, and we still want a bit of crunch. So now, hence, we put that ice in. That'll stop that cooking process, freezes it. So we've done our little potatoes here now. You'll see that now when we cut those. Beautiful. So it's cooked all the way through. Little quick test to tell if your potatoes are cooked. Hello? Grab a knife, plunge it in. If the potato drops off, you're done. So it's really simple, not hard.
Oh, simple as that.
Simple as that. Everything's simple. So the next thing we're going to do, and I've just put that griddle plate back on, is just we're going to cook out those enoki just quickly. So I'm just going to add just a little bit more oil across the top. Like that, like so. And I'm just going to put these enoki on. Okay, so we've just pulled this dish out of the oven. So we've roasted off our tomatoes, vine ripened tomatoes. But you'll notice that I've got this baking paper on top of the dish. The reason for that is that we actually want to cook the tomatoes, but we don't want that burning going onto our dish. You can see the dish is nice and clean. Yep. So a way to do that is just put some baking paper down on whatever you're cooking, and you're going to save that dish. You're not going to have burn marks on it. So it's a great way to do that.
Brilliant.
All right.
That's a good tip.
There you go. And that's number 4. All right, so we've got pretty well all our components ready to go. I'm just going to turn that fan off so we don't have that noise kicking through. Yeah. So you can see what we've got here. It's a little bit hot, so I'm just going to pop that on a board quickly. Okay. All right. So these are our items that we've got here. Where are our enokis? Guys, what have we done with our enoki mushrooms? Just here. So, okay, so we've got our mushrooms, but underneath there we've also got our enoki, and then I've just put the julienne asparagus in there as well, just nicely sliced up fine asparagus, which I just used the heat of the enokis just to cook those out slightly. So, all right, so now we're going to put this together. So there's a few things to be done, but look, it's all part and parcel. So we're just going to pop these. And you see, if you squeeze the base, out comes the clean onion. So you've just got this beautiful onion coming through here. So I'm just going to pop that on the plate. So we've just got a couple of these. So there you go. So just pull that out. There we go. Just put those on the plate. All right. It's got a little bit of Japanese mayonnaise here. Just going to mix that in.
Right.
A little bit of enoki. There's a couple of mushrooms.
So the cheese that you're putting on, is
So we've just got a local...
predominantly for decoration, or is it
No,
also
no,
for
it's a
the
bit of
taste?
flavour as well. So it's just a local Parmesan cheese that we've just sliced up. So that'll just add a little bit of flavour and texture to there. So, okay.
Okay.
And we're just going to finish it off with just a little crack of pepper. And just a couple of our little tomatoes.
Excellent.
So there we have it. There's our completed dish
Beautiful.
for today.
Excellent. So what would you call it? What's the dish name?
Well, that's road to plate.
Road to plate.
Road to plate in a mouthful.
In a mouthful.
This will go fantastically well with a nice Pinot Gris or even a nice Chardonnay, to be honest. So it'll take up any of those type of flavours.
Is that more of a summer or?
Yeah, look, I'd say it's a nice summer dish or a nice spring dish, to be honest with you. So it's still got some heat. It's not a cold dish. It's a warm dish.
Yes.
So fantastic for the upcoming months. Well, here we are again. We've just been having a bit of a sample of the dish. So I don't know what was the rating.
The rating was 9.5 out of 10, I would say.
Oh, that's pretty good because I never give a full mark. So there we go. It's not bad.
Yeah, no, it's great light food, great taste. It looks good too.
Well, there we go. We've ticked a couple of boxes,
We have
and I think we've ticked another box because we've got this beautiful bottle of Chardonnay from Stonia's winery, which is again on the Mornington Peninsula where we're here today. And like I think we were saying before, a nice Chardonnay or Pinot Gris would go beautifully with this dish. So we've chosen the Stonia's Chardonnay, and that's the 2016 vintage, and it's beautiful. It goes really nicely with this. The only comment I'd probably just say to somebody, look, don't chill your Chardonnay down hard. Just keep it at room temperature. I'm not talking a stinking hot day. But when we're sort of at a temperature of sort of 17, 18 degrees today, look, really you can leave it at that sort of roughly room temperature, and that's fine. It's not going to get to 18 degrees, but we don't want that wine so cold that it's not going to release the flavour. Yeah. We want to be able to taste the wine. Yeah. So if the wine's just at room temperature, it's going to release, and we're going to get all those full, beautiful flavours of the fruit coming through when we have that glass. So it's a really nice cruisy tour across the hinterland here. Really nice sweeping roads.
How do you like the car? Now we're inside the car.
Yeah, I think, look, I mean, we've, I guess when we got here, the first thing you did was you engaged sport and hard suspension. Yes. And I noticed when we just gave it that little bit of a spurt, it was highly responsive to that touch.
Very much so.
So you could really feel that take off initial power, and so engaging that suspension really does firm everything up, firms up the steering, firms up the car, so it really just holds a very clean, sharp line. And you really could feel that when we hit that.
Like a racing driver.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, considering I'm the foodie person.
I know. So we're giving the beginners the touch of the car.
Giving the beginners a run for today.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Does that mean that you're going to be doing tomorrow's food?
I know. If you allow me to do food, it's going to be a disaster.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
great way to finish off a day, isn't it, really?
That-
I mean, look, we're lucky. We really are lucky in Australia because we've got so many fantastic things that we can do, and you know, the country covers a diverse landscape, and we're out on the Mornington Peninsula, and it's, you know, behind us we've got the ocean and we've got Western Port Bay. I mean, it's been a great day, hasn't it? It really has. We've
It
had
has.
this fantastic
Just
car.
to test.
So we've been really lucky. Weather's held up reasonably well.
Yeah, no, that's lucky. That's
So that was
lucky
really
for-
good. So we weren't
for-
sure about the weather, so that's been good. So yeah, end of the day.
End of the day. So if I've got two questions to ask you guys. The first one, if I had to ask you about this car and what type of wine it probably best signifies you, what would it be?
Yeah, well, look, I'd say a sparkling, and I'm going to say because look, the car has got a lot of pizzazz. It's very refined, but it has got a spark. It's got a punch.
Yeah, actually, I must
So
agree with you.
I'm saying the bubble is the spark of the car. So if you need it, it'll give it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but it is refined. So I'm going to go with a sparkling
Sparkling.
wine.
And would it be champagne or something like that, or just?
Well, I'm saying sparkling because we're in Australia and we're not in Champagne.
So we can't
So
say.
I'm not saying champagne. There we
Exactly,
go.
sparkling wine.
Yeah.
Now look, I would agree with that. I think initially I had some thoughts about a Chardonnay, but I like the idea that it does have pizzazz
Okay.
and so forth. And if I had to conclude from a point of emotion, what is the word that probably best signifies this car?
007. Yeah, no, James Bond. Look, it's Aston Martin, James Bond. Yeah, look, that's, to me, when I see an Aston Martin, I think of James Bond.
Yeah.
I think of the movies. It's got that romantic
Yeah,
side
it does.
to it. So
It does.
Look,
does.
you've got elegance, you've got that
charisma.
that aura, that charisma
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
attached with it.
Yeah, legendary.
That's Aston
the
Martin.
aura. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Well, I think it's
We've had a
just
great day. Look,
Yeah.
it's funny enough. We thought the weather was just starting to spit, but that's okay. We're going to go off and maybe organise some dinner and
Yeah,
see
sure,
what we can
forgot
come up
about-
with.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Good.
yeah. So we've had a great day. Anyway, I'm Guy,
I'm Boz. See
and
you
we
next
are
time.
Road to Plate.